Oh my good god, the most insane news just dropped regarding the brand new Dragon Ball movie coming out in December. We got the release date December 14th. But oh my goodness gracious me, the thing that has got me so freaking excited is that we just got the staff for the movie, the staff list. And guess who is not the animation supervisor for the first time on a Dragon Ball movie, a proper Dragon Ball product in years upon years upon years, probably decades at this point? No Yamamuro. Yes, for real, there is no Yamamuro listed on here at all. He's not here under character designer, he's not here under director, storyboard artist, animation supervisor, chief animation supervisor, nothing. He is not listed as part of the main staff in this film at all, and that is one of the most unbelievably exciting things ever for me personally, because I'm not going to celebrate someone not having a position they've held for a long time, but I am going to celebrate the fact that we finally have a massive, distinctive, huge change to the aesthetic of Dragon Ball for the first time in so long, and this preview image that we've got for the film looks pretty goddamn fantastic. It's nice and loose and simple, animation friendly, and it's everything that I've wanted from Dragon Ball for ages. Oh my goodness gracious me, I just want everyone to kind of become a ball of excitement like I am right now. I'm going to break this down and tell you who is this new animation director that's taking over, who is directing, and why this is all exciting. Let's get started. So first things first, let's touch on the animation supervisor. It is Naohiro Shintani, who is one of Toei's youngest and talented animators. He only graduated around 2009, but has grown to become a real marvel within Toei animation. He was primarily brought up on the One Piece TV anime, working on not necessarily stacks of episodes, but rather when he did appear, he'd animate several minutes at a time. He is remarkably fast while still remaining very competent. His animation quality doesn't falter when he's under pressure. He's been away from TV animation for quite a while now though. He graduated to movies primarily, being the main animator for Toei's big anniversary movie Poppin' Q. He was also the second highest animator on One Piece Film Z. Film Z was directed by Tatsuya Nagamine, much like this film is, as I predicted a few months back, so I think we likely have him to thank for his inclusion here. The art director for the film, as in the person in charge of the backgrounds, is Kazuyu Ogura, who was also the art director for Film Z, so again that's another Nagamine connection. His work is pretty gorgeous, so I don't think we have anything to worry about there, but in general Dragon Ball's backgrounds have been pretty strong, so at the very least it's nice to see that continued, even if it's not the biggest surprise in the world. But back to Shintani, style-wise he's very much about simple, loose designs, and I think that's reflected in the poster unveiled today. This is spectacularly animation friendly. It's really the opposite of everything we've seen from Tadayoshi Yamamuro up to this point, and I think that's clear when you compare their designs side by side. Flowing hair, flowing gi, understated muscle detail, it's that fresh look you know I've been waiting for years at this point, and that's actually really awesome as far as the animation goes. Since he has a real love of character acting, I have total faith that this is going to be a very animated film, lots and lots of movement, especially during dialogue scenes. I think action-wise this can also only be a good thing. Loose designs, I've said this over and over again, they allow for more dynamic and interesting movement. You can distort, stretch, bend, exaggerate, and do all kinds of crazy awesome looking stuff without it coming out looking a little bit strange or hindering the movement like I think the previous designs did. I think about what Naoki Tate does, I think about Onishi or Shido, or heck even Takahashi. They always change the character sheets to facilitate their animation, and it always kind of stands out because it's so different from the very rigid designs that Yamamuro had. These simple designs allow for so much freedom, and that's going to be so cool to see. These are the types of designs that phenomenal animators like Ryo Onishi, as I said, and Kodai Watanabe, they thrive on it. That's the type of thing that, again, Tate is absolutely going to get right. I really wouldn't be surprised if he's on this film in a really big way, or at the very least I really hope he is. It would be an absolute crime if he wasn't. I think either way, Shintani is young, he's worked with standout animators like the aforementioned on many occasions, so fingers crossed he can bring in some awesome talents alongside whoever Nagamine happens to know. The potential here is absolutely huge. I don't really want to build this up too much in my head, but it's really hard not to. On paper, this is the most exciting thing Dragon Ball has seen in decades. I mean, for real. I'm not exaggerating. I cannot think of the last time we saw stuff like this that really just had so much potential. The color design in the poster is also really interesting. It might not necessarily reflect what we see in the final film, but I really like what they've gone with here. We've no longer got an overly red gi and extremely tanned skin tones. We've gone back to what Dragon Ball had during the early years of Z, with more pinky, fleshy tones and the classic orange gi. It's not too dissimilar from what we saw in the Yo Son Goku special, and I think that's probably a big positive considering just how many people love that special. Toei mentioned during the original announcement that they wanted this to be the best looking Dragon Ball film possible, and it really feels like we're heading that way based on what we're seeing on paper right now. Tatsuya Nagamine is the director, like I said, and I figured this might actually be happening since he went from being Super's first credited series director to a second credited one many months back. All signs pointed to him being on a Dragon Ball movie, and it turned out to be true. Nagamine is pretty freaking awesome. If you've seen One Piece Film Z, you'll know that he's absolutely great at creating real tension and atmosphere, and honestly, I guess you could mostly see that from what he injected with his work on Super already. It's going to be amazing seeing him take full control over a film. I fully expect interesting lighting, colours, compositions, the full works. There are certainly some people out there who are a little skeptical about whether he's as good as he used to be, but I have to say personally I have total faith. One Piece Heart of Gold wasn't a mind-blowing TV special, but it certainly had all of the aforementioned aspects nailed down just right, so I'm pretty optimistic that he's going to do the same for Dragon Ball. This should have all of the scale it needs. As far as the story goes, we got a comment from Toriyama, so let me read that. The Kanzenshi translation was a little bit different from what Toei put out in English, so this is definitely the most accurate version to go with. He says, "The Dragon Ball movie this time will be the next story in the series currently airing on TV. It will be an episode after catching our breath from the climax of the Tournament of Power with the universe's existence on the line, with content that will give a little better understanding about Frieza and the Saiyans, which I hadn't properly depicted up till now, and leading to a mighty foe saved for this occasion, which I think has it shaping up to be a really enjoyable story." So from that, it certainly sounds like this is the next chapter as far as Super's story goes, so I really do wonder how this current arc is going to end if we're getting a look back at Frieza's history alongside the Saiyans. We appear to be jumping back in time, so that definitely has the potential to be interesting. I can't say I'm massively excited to hear Frieza will be coming back again. I'm a little bit tired of that character at this point, but I will stay optimistic. Hopefully whatever story Toriyama wants to tell is a beneficial and well fleshed out addition to the lore. We already knew this part, but to reiterate, he is having a real hands-on approach. He says, "As with 2013's Battle of Gods and the last outing, Resurrection F, I've written the story myself, and I've had the privilege of drawing a lot of design illustrations as well. The fact is, while I'm just as busy as ever, as long as I'm not doing a serial, I have plenty of free time to think about the animated version, which I was completely hands-off about before," and I think there he is referring to Z, not Super. So once again, we'll be getting a script from Toriyama, and the base character designs that'll be adapted by presumably Shintani will be from him too. This will likely include all of the new original characters, the villain, etc, etc, etc. He goes on to say, "The animated version on TV will be ending for the time being, but the very popular Dragon Ball comic drawn by Toyotaro will keep on going as is. I think there will also be story developments different from the TV show and the movie, so please look forward to that as well. I will be too." I think we all knew that the Tournament of Power was obviously going to wrap up the manga, but it sounds like Toyotaro is also going to create a manga version of the new movie. He created a promotional manga for Resurrection F, so this isn't totally new, but that ended as Goku was about to transform, so I imagine this time around we'll probably be getting the entire thing. Hopefully, anyway. But that is about it as far as the news goes. This is insane. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. I'm so excited by everything that has come out today. That preview image really just is such a bold statement. It's such a, this is new, this is fresh, this is everything that fans, at least in my circles, have wanted for years upon years. I really hope this is the start of a new chapter for Dragon Ball. I hope this isn't just a one-off, exciting, new, crazy aesthetic for a movie, with Super coming back in 2019 or whenever, with the same old aesthetic from Yamamuro that we've seen time and time again before. I think we're so ready to move on. I think the reaction all over Twitter has just been so ridiculously positive that I think they would be making a huge mistake to take any steps back to the past. It's time for Dragon Ball to grow up. It's time for it to move in into 2018 or 2019 when it comes back. It's time to get these fresh, modern, exciting designs that also feel like they respect and honor what Toriyama did back in the day. I really hope if there are any people out there who doubt this new art style or they're not huge fans, to please give it a chance and wait to see how this turns out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I will admit that maybe the eyes are a little bit far apart as far as this new piece of art goes. It's not the most perfect thing in the world, but again, it's just one illustration. It's what it says about this new film that I think is most important. Other animators may draw things a little bit differently. We'll just have to see, but I think on the whole, this is only a positive thing. It's only a good thing, and frankly, I'm going to ride this positivity all the way into December. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you're with me with all of this excitement. Let me know down below how you're feeling. How do you feel about this movie, this news, the story, the character designs, everything? Let me know. Be sure to rate this video. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. I'm gonna go lie down and scream a little bit more. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.